December isn't just about ugly sweaters and awkward office parties. It's also about the gift of gaming and escaping reality before someone finds you. So today, we're unwrapping the best new niche, indie, and fanservice games dropping down the chimney in December. Santa's sack is bursting, so let's jump in. First up is TSURUGIHIME, a side-scrolling action RPG where you've got just 100 days to prepare for the apocalypse and a final showdown with the monstrous Kugutsu, a hive of nightmare creatures threatening humanity. The game's all about crafting your destiny. You decide how to spend your time, fight, explore, or build relationships, and every choice shapes the world, the story, and ultimately, your fate. It's stylish, fast-paced, and a little tragic.
I can't stop crying.
Backed by a dream team, director Yosuke Shiokawa of Fate Grand Order, artist Kohaku Kuroboshi, and composer Takaharu Ishimoto of The World Ends With You. TSURUGIHIME is absolutely gorgeous, haunting, and deeply replayable. If you like your RPGs with equal parts swordplay and sadness, this is one to watch. Moving on to Code Violet, a mix of Resident Evil, Dino Crisis, and
Back to the Future.
You play as Violet, a woman abducted 400 years into the future to serve as a surrogate on a distant colony planet. And yeah, it gets real weird real quick. Oh, and did I mention it's crawling with dinosaurs? So yeah, pretty much the huge in the future. Gameplay is pure survival horror, with limited ammo, brutal close quarters combat, and tense exploration through a maze of labs and dark corridors. You'll scavenge, solve puzzles, and decide when to fight or flee, all while uncovering the twisted secrets behind humanity's last-ditch survival plan. And as a PS5 exclusive, it takes full advantage of haptics, 3D audio, and fast load times. It may be a chaotic mess of ideas, but you'll likely be too busy blasting T-Rexes and admiring those impossibly tight pants to care. Next up, meet the Bounty Sisters, 3 fearless bounty hunters flying through a steampunk world that looks like Trigun had a baby with Truxton.
You slut.
This one's a vertical shoot-'em-up from Pixel, but don't expect some old-school arcade relic. It's a full-on comedy adventure packed with chaotic action and a healthy dose of sibling rivalry. You'll pilot unique vehicles for each sister, unleash wild sub-weapons, and drop screen-clearing bombs in blazing fast action. And if, unlike me, you actually have friends, Bounty Sisters has 2-player local co-op. With its bright steampunk flair, over-the-top humor, and Pixel's signature charm, this one's shaping up to be pure chaotic fun. A game with a solid launch date is Let It Die Inferno, the long-awaited sequel to Grasshopper's chaotic, over-the-top survival action roguelite, where you dive into the Hellgate, a fiery labyrinth full of loot, psychos, and things that really want to see you explode. You play as a raider, searching for the mythical Eye of the Reaper, a crystal so powerful it could rewrite the rules of life and death. Each run is pure mayhem, filled with randomized layouts, unpredictable traps, and a mix of PvE monster brawls and PvP showdowns against other players. Die and lose your run, but return to your base, the Iron Perch, to rebuild, upgrade, and jump right back in again.
You guys give up, or you're thirsty for more?
The game keeps that bizarre punk rock energy of the original. Think Dark Souls, all hyped up on Grandpa's special eggnog, with a soundtrack that could melt your eardrums. Next up is VANYSLASH, a game that asks the important question: what's the right outfit for a date with your chatty axe?
That is a very good question. I don't have the answer to right now.
You play as Vany, a self-proclaimed melee wizard who fights alongside her sentient axe, Magnus III. Together, you'll hack, slash, and spell-sling your way through all sorts of baddies in fast-paced battles that mix magical melee combos with flashy finishers. But let's be real, the milkshakes are what brings the boys to the yard. You've got a full costume system that lets you mix and match outfits, accessories, and armor pieces to create your own magical milkshake drip. Between quests, you'll chill at the local bar, accept missions, collect mysterious magical devices, and enjoy plenty of banter between Vany and her sassy axe. VANYSLASH is stylish, snappy, and unapologetically indie. Merry Christmas. Alright, gearheads and goth girls, all three of you who watch my videos, this one's for you. Steam Trigger is a steampunk 2.5D Metroidvania where you play as Eva, a brilliant inventor with the fighting skills of a katana-wielding ballerina who unveils her magnum opus, the Steam Trigger, during the city's grand clockwork gala. But when the party gets hijacked by a full-blown clockwork rebellion, Eva has to dive headfirst into the chaos to stop an army of rogue inventors before the city of Viridium tears itself apart.
You are tearing me apart, Lisa!
Gameplay mixes slick sword combat, acrobatic movement, and exploration as you slash your way through gorgeous industrial environments brimming with secrets. It's got Metroidvania depth, clockwork flair, and a female lead who's basically Bayonetta by way of Jules Verne. From undarkness to something much darker, She's Leaving is a first-person forensic horror game that's equal parts detective thriller and psychological nightmare. You play as Charles Dalton, a forensic analyst who can't be bothered with things like warrants and due process. What starts as a rogue investigation quickly turns into a desperate fight for survival, as a relentless stalker begins hunting you through the shadowy halls of House Haywood and the fog-drenched docks beyond. Armed with nothing but a taser, you'll rely on real forensic techniques, like blood splatter analysis and evidence reconstruction. The story weaves together crime, obsession, and guilt in a way that's more true detective than Resident Evil, but just as tense, proving you don't need a shotgun to feel powerful, just a sharp eye and nerves of steel.
I think you'll be alright.
Okay, if you thought we were ending on something wholesome, well, welcome to my channel. Dark Succubus drops you into a seductive labyrinth where your goal is simple: collect crystal shards and try not to get seduced to death. It's basically dark deception if monsters were hot enough to make you question your life choices. You'll explore a maze full of gothic beauty, collect soul shards, and if you're not careful, get hunted down by a literal thirst trap with wings. The twist? Her costume's customizable. Because of course it is. So yeah, it's not survival horror, it's survival horny. And really, what better way to end the year than running from your life from temptation itself? Before we close things out, here are some honorable mentions. First up is Blast Racer, a total throwback shmup where you drive an upgradable, transformable battle race car through waves of bullets. Moving to Deadly Trick, an anime social deduction game where you play with up to 7 other players to complete school activities and try to identify the ruthless shadow before becoming the latest victim. From the mind of Shoji Meguro, yes, that Shoji Meguro from Persona and Shin Megami Tensei, comes Guns Undarkness, a stealth-based tactical JRPG set in a post-nuclear world. Lastly is Strike Zero, a visually stunning shooter that's unlike anything else. Perfect for anyone looking for a beautiful game that'll test your skills and your grasp of reality. So yeah, December's got enough killer games to pack your stocking. Which one's going on your wish list? Drop it in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out insanely ambitious upcoming indie games.
Huh?